Hey guys, welcome back to the MAC, and E3 is back! Well, sorta. So June of 2026 has been a really big month for gaming announcements. Already, we have news from the big three consoles, and some more news on the Steam Machine's release. But before we get into that, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more, and without that out of the way, let's get into it. Starting off with the smaller news with Valve, we have the release of the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame on the way for this summer. It was announced that it was going to happen for sure this summer. The products were meant to release earlier because of the RAM crisis caused by artificial intelligence. However, it seems that Valve is ready to release the products. Now, for me personally, I think that the Steam Machine is going to be a great system, but I think it has a major flaw. I think that making it a full-on gaming PC, like they are trying to do, a hybrid almost between a PC and a console, I think that it is making the product way more expensive than it really should have or could have been. I am not going to customize the OS. I am not going to be using this as a PC. I want it to be able to run Steam games, and I think that a console more like experience would be better. But who knows? Now moving on to PlayStation, we have the State of Play on June 2nd, which showed off numerous upcoming games. Without listing all of them here, we have the following. We have Wolverine, we have God of War Laufey, we have Until Dawn 2, Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis, we have Rayman Legends Foretold, we have Silent Hill Townfall, we have Dune Awakening. Now, somebody who is not a PlayStation player like myself, this was a great state of play for me, as it showed new games that really piqued my interest, particularly in buying a PlayStation console. I know for most people it seems that the state of play was underwhelming. According to IGN user Newells, who said this, and I get it, I've been on that side of the fence where you feel that none of the games are really mind-blowing enough for a show. Personally though, this state of play really got me excited, particularly for Wolverine and Tomb Raider and Dune. I'm a big fan of any of those franchises. And if I was impressed and inspired to consider a purchase of the PS5, I guarantee you that somebody else out there was as well. So I think it was a good move. Moving over to the Xbox, we have on June 7th, we had the Game Showcase, the Xbox Game Showcase. So as many of you probably know, the Xbox brand has been making a lot of developments under Asha Sharma. We've had surveys, we've had rebranding, but the main question that Xbox users had was, where are the exclusives? In response, Sharma has now shown off that we are getting a ton of new games. We are getting COD Modern Warfare 4, Clockwork Revolution, Spyro, Persona 6, Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, Crazy Taxi World Tour, which I'm very excited about, Fable, and Halo Campaign Evolved, and Gears of War E-Day, which is a really big one, Magicians, which seemed very interesting, and that's just to name a few. But the return of exclusives to the Xbox brand has occurred. Gears of War and Clockwork Revolution are two games that are sticking to the Xbox console, not going anywhere else. And if this new CEO has brought back exclusives this early, chances are exclusives are going to continue to be on the way, especially with that new tweet coming out. Furthermore, Sharma has really shown off that the Series X25 is going to be a major success. Already, I believe that that console is going to be a success. Anyone who showed up to the Xbox showcase is receiving an Xbox X25 for free. While it is just a Series X that looks different, I'm really glad that they're bringing back color. I feel like a lot of consoles today are just not including color. I feel like they are just kind of ashamed to be video game consoles, and I'm really excited to see that the Xbox brand at least is bringing back the green. They're bringing back designs. They're bringing it back. They want to be proud to be Xbox, and I think that soon other companies are going to start following suit. And I'm all for it. You know, look at the Dreamcast. Look at the Wii even. But now every console is black or white with some black, and I'm really excited for it. But that's a topic for another video. And then on June 9th, the very, very overdue Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2 took place, and we had quite a few unique announcements, things that we don't see too often. So we have Pocopia, a free DLC drop. We have a new Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave. The DK Challenge and DK Bonanza DLC event. Lies of P. Devil May Cry 5 Hunter Edition, so that's a big release. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 through 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles Genesis. Switch Sports Resort. A new RuneScape game. Star Fox, which we now have a demo of. Final Fantasy Resonance, which first new 2D Final Fantasy. We had a little bit of Duskbloods. We had Splatoon Raiders being shown off, along with a Splatoon 3 event to advertise for it. Deltarune Chapter 5, which is a free update. Rise of the Tomb Raider, old game, but still very good. Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 has been announced. And we ended it with the Ocarina of Time remake. So there were quite a few other games, but these are the big ones. These are the newsworthy headline titles. I'm a big fan of the classic Final Fantasy games, particularly 1 through 5. So I'm very excited for this new 2D Final Fantasy. Along with the Xenoblade Chronicles and Kingdom Hearts games, now you can pretty much play the entire series. Along with a new one that is upcoming. It's going to be great for newcomers to join the fandom and for people who are already interested in these games to replay the classics. A Duskbloods playtest is going to be available soon, but we don't have a date on that, which it's kind of setting off alarm bells for me. You know, we haven't seen any gameplay footage of the Duskbloods, and this game was announced as part of the Switch 2 lineup when the console was first announced. And the trailer has told us very, very little about the game. So, bummer there. Hopefully, we get something soon. As for the more mainstream Nintendo IPs, it got a little controversial here. So we have some new DLC coming to Pocopia for free, which is a little surprising. We have DK challenges in the Nintendo Online app, sort of like an achievement system, but it's limited time. Doesn't really make a ton of sense to me, but perhaps Nintendo is trying to test the waters here with a limited event challenge system, which would be cool. There's an update to the DK Bonanza DLC for Mario's 40th anniversary, which is... It isn't horrible, but I think it is underwhelming. Releasing soon is Switch Sports Resort, which was interesting to say the least. Some sports are returning from Switch Sports. Others are from Wii Sports Resort. And then there's thumb wrestling, which I don't think is going to go anywhere. I think it's going to kind of be like canoeing from Resort, which I like. I like canoeing, but it's not going to catch the attention. Personally, I would have just called this DLC for Nintendo Switch Sports, which would have made that game so much more worth it, but what are you going to do? The Star Fox demo, I played that this morning, and it was very, very fun. Controls were amazing. You'll hear about it more in my next video. Splatoon Raiders was shown off, and we get to see, as I mentioned, the Splatoon 3 limited time event. So watch out for that, Splatoon fans. And finally, we have the official reveal of Ocarina of Time remake in this year. In the next 6 months, it will be releasing. This trailer did not feature any gameplay footage, which really, really ticked me off. Especially with it releasing within the next 6 months and probably more towards where GTA 6 is releasing, they really needed to have gameplay footage. But I am still very hopeful for it. It looks really, really good so far, so we'll hear more about that. And, you know, just to recap over this June, as I have shown, we have a ton of new content that is able to be looked forward to. It looks very good, and I think we are starting to see a little bit of a shift in gaming culture because of it. For one, new hardware is being released, right? The Steam Machine and Steam Frame, and the controller, which I'm very excited about. The controller is one of the first new redesigns of the basic video game controller today, so there's some new innovation there. I think the machine will provide great performance for high-end PC games that not everyone has the PC to run, but the price is going to end up being a problem. Secondly, we're getting loads of games from the big three, as I just have talked about. You know, Wolverine, Doom, Tomb Raider, Gears of War, Clockwork Revolution, Halo, Ocarina of Time, Kingdom Hearts, Xenoblade, Final Fantasy. We're seeing a lot of really big games, and I think that it's going to be great for the gaming industry. I just want to touch briefly on going back to Xbox. It is really great to see the branding for this system. It's bringing back identity, it's lowering prices, it's really refreshing. And I personally think, and here's my prediction here, I think that if the Xbox brand continues going down this path, they are going to compete with Sony really, really hard. And competition is always good. It inspires companies to be better. And so I think that we are going to have a really, really big competition between Xbox and PlayStation. And then, again, with the Switch 2, I think that this Direct was good. If you want my personal opinion on the Direct, I think it was very good. But like I said in my last video, these are not system sellers. These are not games that are going to be the game. It's kind of reminding me of the Sega Saturn. The Sega Saturn didn't have the game. It had a lot of great games, kind of like the Switch 2, having a lot of great games. However, this doesn't have the game. The Sega Saturn had no mainline Sonic game. This has no mainline Mario game. And I'm not saying that it needs to be a Mario game, but it needs to have the system seller. But overall, I was happy with the Direct. I'm excited, and I think it was a great thing for Nintendo to release. But with all that out of the way, if you enjoyed my little rambling news session that I have here, please do consider subscribing once again and drop a like. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please drop a comment in the comment section below. But that'll be it. See you later, MacPack.